last night in the parking lot after I was done working on my exhaust bushing, a guy pulled up in on a Honda ADV, and he had blown a belt out in the middle of nowhere, out in the middle of the desert yesterday. And he was out there, I don't know what, I can't remember all the details, but he was stuck out in the desert for like 2 or 3 hours trying to get it replaced. And he said he had almost no water. He ran out of water, and that's scary because it was like real hot out there and desolate. But he said an old Mexican man and a farmer kind of guy pulled up and had a cooler of water and stayed there and helped him for hours to get his belt on. And they were having some kind of issue with it, and anyway, he got it so that it would actually move forward and he could go about 20 miles an hour. And so he rode in to Kerrville 20 miles an hour and got in like close to 11. Man, that could have been a bad story. Thank goodness for the kindness of strangers. Anyway, he pulled into the parking lot, and there's another guy, I don't know his name, but there's this guy who's like a full-on like pro mechanic, and he was riding, but his bike died on day 2, so he and his lady are just traveling along, and he's got like a U-Haul van, and he's got every tool you can imagine in there. And anyway, I've seen him twice help someone out who was struggling in the parking lot with something, and he just gets in there and bam, 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 knocks it out. There was a dude trying to change a tire the other day, and he could not get it seated, and he was out there fighting it. And this mechanic guy walks, he's like, hang on. He comes over so the guy was trying to use little tiny tire spoons. He comes over with big long ones like this and greases it up and just goes. Took him, 2 minutes to do the whole thing. I'll demonstrate again. Anyway, so this guy came in and he was like, I don't know how, maybe he'd been in touch with this person, because he just came right over with like a, cordless ratchets and stuff, and just pulls it apart, looks at it, messes with it for about 5 minutes, puts it back together. He's like, all right, you're good. So what he said was, when he was putting the variator back on, that there's these rollers in there that roll out to make it change width, and he got the rollers turned sideways or something, so they wouldn't roll. So that's why the variator wouldn't vary. So that's why it was stuck at one speed. And it's tricky, like when you're putting that together, you have to sandwich it together and then put it on without letting your pressure off, or they'll slip around. So it's the kind of thing that, If you practice it a bunch, it's easier, but you know, if you're out there in the heat, kind of an emergency situation, you know, stuff can happen. Back in oil field traffic every now and then. I mean, it's not crazy like 285, but hmm. 41 miles to Freer, and I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna have to stop and put gas in. It's gonna be close. I'm not gonna make it. So I'm gonna put in the MSR real quick. Just in case a spill. I'm going to need to fill this up because I think I'm going to need it one more time today. I just filled everything up here in Freer and had a little conversation with the deputy, and missed my turn. He was not interested in doing warnings, so I got a little speeding ticket. I didn't see that it changed to 45 right before the hill where he was sitting behind, of course. Yeah, 58 in a 45. Which I don't even know. I didn't really think I was going that fast because I was slowing down to come into town. But he was pretty set. He was pretty set. I haven't had a speeding ticket.
might have had one in 2008. I think that was probably the last one I had. And then it was like 10 years before that one. So, I don't know. Alright, just hit Sacred Heart Church. Checkpoint. 14 miles to the jail museum. Train up ahead stopped, or stopping this, so might as well top up while I got a minute. Okay, 57 miles to post office. So I don't know why this, I don't know if this is right or not. It says 214 miles. We got, according to this, about 150, so that would be only 375. I don't really know about that right there.
Alright, so this is heading south. Stormy as hell over there. Clear over there. And we're going that way, so I don't know. Trying to watch the clouds to see. I think they're going that way. Oh boy. I was talking to some of the dudes about getting stopped. They said it's probably just a fine, not even a ticket. So it's just gonna have to pay money. It's storming way
Hard up there. I've got like probably seconds. It's windy as hell too. So I need this. These.
Feels different down here. Seagulls and palm trees. And very different. Offshore breeze. Last minute decision to go back here, get on the interstate, and run the interstate down to somewhere. Weird color of blue. Very much Myrtle Beach vibes. Giant golf carts for rent.
Wondering if you can rent Vespas. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll retire, move here, open a shop renting Vespas. Right. Johnny! What's up?